I have a personality that likes to psychologically figure out why things are happening and then devise strategies and systems to move forward as best I think possible, and then bring my full focus and commitment to this. And this pattern has served me very well in a lot of different areas of my life, and I'm grateful for it. However, it has not been this simple or easy when it comes to climate change. And in fact, it's actually maybe in some ways been a detriment. And that's because the origins of climate change and what exact actions are needed to move forward, to say nothing of how best to pursue these efforts, are really complex and nuanced, and they're filled with disagreement, even amongst people who identify climate change as a huge priority. And so it's just baked into what climate change is, that there's a certain impossibility of this to totally get it right and perfect. And as someone who likes to get things right and is a bit of a perfectionist at heart, this has been a really edgy and yet important part of my work. And it's meant befriending loss and limitations and struggles as just unavoidable, and that can be really hard. And I notice at my times, for myself as well as those that I work with, that accepting the loss and the challenges that are inherent can really lead people to get overwhelmed and to shut down, incapable of taking a lot of meaningful action, to say nothing of the mental health impacts as well. And so consequently, I think one of the most important things we can do to address climate change is to accept and even embrace loss as part of the work, knowing that even if we get everything perfect moving forward, and let's not kid ourselves, that's probably not realistic. Even if we do, though, like, there's already been death and hardship and suffering, and it will happen moving forward just as much, if not more. And that's in the best of cases scenario. And so I think it becomes all the more important that, again, we befriend loss and come into a healthy psychological relationship with it. And when we do, it actually is really empowering and liberating to move forward, giving our full efforts and keeping our heart wide open in a way that we don't get drained and destroyed, as many of us can and do at moments, and some of that's understandable. So I'm excited to be part of this conversation, and it's part of what I'm incorporating in our upcoming climate psychology training, and yet I'm also eager to expand that to be part of more conversations. And that's why it's going to be the focus of our upcoming Fireside Chat on Thursday, June 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and welcome anyone, whether you're going to be a part of our training or not, to join us, to be a part of this conversation of how do we be in healthy relationship with loss, because certainly it's very pertinent, as I've said, with climate change. But if we look around and so many other areas of the world right now, including the invasion in Ukraine and otherwise, like, there's so much loss, and there's so many very reminders of this everywhere, probably surely in our own lives as well. So I think it's really important that we get this right, not just for climate change, but for the quality of our own lives and making change and healing across the globe. So I hope you'll be interested in our upcoming Fireside Chat, to share your experiences, to listen and learn, to support each other, talk about what's worked and what doesn't work, so that hopefully we move forward much more empowered and open-hearted and feeling free to enjoy the beautiful life that we have. As always, nature knows the way.